Our next speaker has been a member of Toastmasters since 1998. Recently, despite the best efforts of Toastmasters International, he has achieved a rank of Distinguished Toastmaster. He currently belongs to 4 Toastmasters Club, as well as being an honorary member of Talk the Line, the club he helped start in Soledad Prison. He is a past area governor and currently holds club offices of VP of Education for Bayview Toastmasters and club president for Peninsula Pros Toastmasters. In his limited spare time, he enjoys reading, playing the violin, playing computer games, and video blogging. This is his 3rd time through the Competent Communicative Manual. Each speech in this manual has been a theme of his interpersonal communication challenges and opportunities. For the past 6 years, he's been studying with Selwa Said, a local communications teacher, and the ideas expressed in this and other speeches in the manual are all based on what he has learned from her. Today's speech will be project number 6 in the CC manual on vocal variety, a 5 to 7 minute speech entitled Match the Energy. Please help me welcome Arnie Buss.
By now, fellow Toastmasters, you know what my first word has always been listen. It seems like I've been saying that for weeks and weeks. And you also understand that by listening, you are to hear beyond the words, beneath the words, and to the feelings underneath. But how? How can one go about doing that? Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and very distinguished and honored guest. Today I'm going to talk about another channel of communication beyond the words, and it has to do with how you connect with another person in matching their energy. I'm going to review what tracking is about, because when I've been talking about listening, I've really meant this thing called tracking that I've been studying with Susan for the past few years. And before I studied with her, I was very ignorant of what this energy connection means. But first, what is tracking? Okay, tracking is a process by which you come to understand what the other person is trying to express. It's a useful tool and process when what's being expressed is something which is painful. So feelings are being expressed, and often difficult ones. They may be angry ones, they may involve someone else other than yourself, or they may involve yourself. And you've heard me speak about how to deal with each of those. But one of the things that I was ignorant about dealing with is what to do when the energy is very high and what to do when the energy is very low. So what is the tracking process? It's a 4-step process by which you first reflect back to the speaker what they say. But that's a very quick one, and that should just go by very rapidly. The other 2 steps are the more vital ones, and they are why they are saying what they're saying and what the underlying feelings are. And after you iterate between those 2 steps, then and only then do you help move the speaker to the resolution. This is called defogging the mirror, as Selwa puts it. So what you're trying to do is simply help the person understand what it is that they're really saying. And what they're really saying is not what the words are expressing, but what those underlying feelings are. And through this process, you help them realize what that is. Now, in cases where the feelings are strong, then you often have either a low energy response or a high energy response. First with the low energy response. If somebody has low energy but are expressing difficult feelings, the underlying thing at the way at the bottom is often something of sadness or loss. So if you hear someone say, you know, I don't know what I'm going to do. Contrast that with I just don't know what I'm going to do. The same words, they're really different kind of things going on. So if you focus on just the words, then you'll miss what's happening. When the energy level is low, then you should match that energy by keeping your energy level low. So, if their voice is quiet, then you use a quiet voice too. You should move in a little closer, because that helps establish the same energy, the quiet energy. Maintain eye contact. So you're in a space which is a little more close than if the energy is higher, and you're keeping your voice calm with theirs. So if someone says, I just don't know what to do, and you say you just don't know what to do, then you're not matching their energy, and what's happening is you're not really connecting with them. So you're signaling that, well, you're really kind of on a different wavelength. If they're here and you're up here, then there's no connection. And so bring the energy down. And don't be afraid to lean in. And don't be afraid of what those painful feelings may be. Because what this process does is it takes them down. It helps peel off those layers to that underlying feeling, which in the case of low energy is often one of sadness or loss. Now what about high energy? Now this is interesting because most communications teachers will tell you if the other person is yelling and very high energy, then you should stay very calm and rational, right? Now, think of the last time that you were really angry with someone else, and you were yelling at them. Oh, we don't really do that, do we? Well, imagine. So you're yelling at the other person, and they're just sitting there really calm. Now, does that calm you down? No. That makes you just really raise your energy through the roof. So what you've been teaching, what has been taught, is, I believe, ignorant of the mechanics that actually work. So why does that drive you crazy? Because they don't get it. Something is really important to you. When you have high energy, this really is important, and you are not getting it if you're just standing like this. So what you should do, match their energy. Now what matching energy for high level energy is not all the way up to them, but it means just below them. So you should raise your voice, don't yell, don't be angry, but raise your voice. So if you say, I just couldn't believe you could do that, you say, you're really having a hard time with this, and that's really difficult for you. Again, no anger, but reflect back to them what they're saying, and what happens is the next thing is that they'll come down. And so by staying just below them, you will gradually bring your energy down until you can get to the underlying feelings, and they become slowly conscious. So with low energy, match their feelings by bringing yours down. And with high energy, match their feelings by meeting theirs, but just a little bit below. And so find those feelings, and don't forget to listen, Mr. Toastmaster.